big head. I swear it just doesn't fit right, but you know, it's okay. It looks cute. I think I like these ones, the ones that are simple, like literally just leaves, better than the flower ones. But anyways, enough of myself.
I'm so happy you're on.
Hi guys, Jasmine here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, a special hello yaku and hola to you. So today is finally the much awaited, is it much awaited though? The highly requested, there you go, video on my skin and my skincare journey, on how I got clear skin. For those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, I had posted, because the memory came up from like 2 or 3 years ago, where my skin was like insanely bad, and I'm really thankful that I thought to keep those pictures and like take progress pictures. So I'll just put right here, this is how my skin was in like the summer of 2017. This is like, has girl sensitive information in it, so if you're a guy or your brother's watching or something, like your family's there and you might feel uncomfortable, because I'm going to be talking about women's health in this video, because it is very important to as part of my skin journey, then just let them know to stop watching here, because I'm going to get into it. Cool. I'll start with what I believe to be the reason, because I didn't grow up having skin like acne prone skin. I would get the normal pimples here and there, and I still do now. Like, you could kind of see maybe my scars from like my recent, you know, time of the month, but like I never had acne all over my face in my life. Those with like cystic acne, this might help, but I'm just like saying that that's not how my skin was. I believe that the reason my skin got really bad in 2017 was because of birth control. I had been on birth control throughout college for like 3 years. For 3 years I had the thingy in my arm, and then after that I went on birth control pills because I didn't want to be in it and give like weird symptoms. Yeah, so I was on birth control, and when I was on the thing, like the rod in my arm, I didn't have really bad side effects. The only thing was my really irregular time of the month. It didn't come every month. Sometimes it would be like 6 months or something, and I really didn't like that, because you know, like especially in Marshallese culture, we always say that that's a way for us to be able to be cleansed internally. So I was really worried, even though like American doctors said it's fine and it's normal. I didn't like it. And also over the span of 3 years I gained like 20 pounds, and that's with trying to like work out still and everything like that. So throughout my undergrad I had the rod, and then when I graduated in 2016 I switched. I'm not currently on birth control, but I do have like a box from when I stopped. So this is the kind that they have here, the one that I started taking in 2017 or 2016, for like the next 6 months or so before I went to Australia. And then when I got to Australia I was like, well, I don't know, I don't really want to take them anymore. So I was trying to transition from this to the pill and then like stop. And I thought everything was fine because I didn't have any symptoms while I was on the pills. If anything, it was like super normal. And then after maybe 2 months of being in Australia, my skin started being weird. And I think I have some pictures, like you could see when I first got to Australia, like my skin was fine. And if anything, my skin got really clear, even more clear on the pills, because it regulates your hormones. And then you can see my skin's fine, and then maybe the 3rd month in I started developing like the hard acne on my cheeks, like the small, and on my forehead, like the small, like hard ones, not the like pus fill. That sounds really gross, I'm sorry, but like not those kind of acne that you get especially around the time of the month, but they were like these harder ones. And so I was like, what the heck? And never had like major acne on my cheeks, and then those started happening. I'm like, this is weird. And then it started getting worse, and I'm like, bro, like what am I doing? And then when I started researching, I found that because the birth control pills regulate your hormones, and that's why a lot of doctors prescribe it for girls that have irregular periods. That's why when I went off of it, my body was trying to regulate itself, and it was like all out of whack. So then it was showing on my skin, and so I was like, okay, so what do I do? And so that was when I started doing so much, like hours of research on recommendations or videos from other people that went through the same thing. And one of the things that I was like, okay, this is something that's doable other than getting super expensive treatments or super expensive skincare kits or whatever, or dermatologist. So the first thing they said to try was to cut out dairy, and I was like, random, but okay, it's doable. I'm like, whatever, it's not that hard. But I didn't realize how much dairy I ate until I took it out of my diet for a month. So that's what it recommended. Just try taking dairy out of your diet for a month and see how that goes. Like, I definitely noticed, not only did my skin start getting better, I dropped like 10 pounds. Like yeah, I started seeing a like healthier weight. And this is when I discovered I was lactose intolerant. When I was like, okay, the month's over, cool, let me have some lasagna. And then like, oh, killed my stomach. And I was like, I just had lived with it for my whole life that I didn't realize that I had some sort of lactose intolerance. So then I worked on figuring out things that I can replace dairy in my diet, like soy milk and all that stuff. So that's when that started. And then the other thing that I did when I was going through the journey was, it said to get supplements to clean out my gut. That's what was dirty, I guess, and it was showing up on my skin because my body didn't know how to regulate its own hormones. So everything was kind of getting like clogged up, if that's a good like description. Other than getting out dairy, which does a lot of clogging to your system, more so when you're lactose intolerant, which I didn't know. They recommended quite a few and I tried a lot of them, but then at the end of the day, what really helped me reduce my acne was zinc. So zinc, I recommend, everything I'm recommending is what worked for me, but I'm not a doctor. So before you take supplements and things like that, it would be better to see a doctor. I didn't but I tried to be really careful, and I read all the instructions. So for zinc, it's pretty strong, and I think it tends to be recommended for men, for men's health for some reason. So it was literally just something that I took for maybe a few weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks, and then I stopped. And I didn't take it every day, I took it like every other day. So that really helped. And vitamin B complex, so that's really strong too, and it kind of messes up my stomach. So I also don't take it I didn't take it every day, I took it like every other day, also for just a few weeks. And then the one that I would recommend even now, like I would still drink it, is probiotics. So that's the thing that really cleans out your like gut, colon health, your intestinal tract. Probiotics is definitely the thing that made a big difference supplement wise for my skin to clear up. And then yeah, just trying to keep my diet clean afterwards. But as you can see in these pictures, so my skin was getting better, but then the next phase was all the scarring that I had. So for this I was like, great. So here are some really ugly pictures from when I had really bad dark spots all over my face from the scarring. So the acne stopped coming, but then now I had to deal with these. So for that, I realized that a lot of people recommended in different videos and articles, and what worked for me, and I still do it now to maintain my skin, is use sunscreen. So dark spots obviously are like pigment, so when the sun hits them, it's gonna be harder for them to lighten up. I think I have one of them here. See, I carry it with me everywhere and it's almost all gone, but this is the moisturizer. It's a daily facial moisturizer with SPF 50. It is Cetaphil, but I have two. I got one from when I transited through Korea. You know, I had to get those skin products up in there. So I have another sunscreen that's also a dust defense, which is great for module. So it's SPF and protects my face from the dust particles and all the like rough texture that hits your face. So those are the sunscreens that I use. And then in general, like moisturizing your face is really important, and toner. So the sunscreen protects the spots from getting darker and eventually helps them lighten up, but then toner is the one that really like works to like make your skin even, your skin tone even. So this is actually the set that saved my life that my mom sent me, and it's the toner in the set that really helped get rid of the spots. So I still use it, and I just got like a new box, I guess, because we ran out. But this is the one that I'm still using. The one is almost all gone, and my mom had to ship it to me from here. She felt so bad about my skin. It comes in like a box with these and a soap. So the soap has kojic acid in it, and like kojic acid is one of the things that was recommended products to have that in it to help even out your skin tone. So there's a sunblock in this set, and this isn't sponsored in any way. I pay $40 for these sets every time, and it's worth every penny, and that is why I've been using it for 2 years now. So that is why I'm recommending it to you guys, but I don't know where you can get it other than here and probably the Philippines. Maybe Filipino stores have, like salons have it, I don't know. Okay, so here's the sunblock, but since I have my own, that's what I use. And this is super important too. So this is what as I sleep, I put it on in the night. So this is the night cream, and this is the one that helps lighten up and like even out my skin tone and any scarring that I might have overnight. And then finally the toner, rejuvenating toner, a godsend. So shout out to my mom for making sure that I was able to get these, because they really were a big part of my skin journey. And also, of course, you know, face masks. Shout out to Vinny for these ones. I ran out a while ago, and since we haven't been traveling, I can't get more, and Amazon's like not really shipping to Module right now, so I appreciate these from Vinny. But I also recommend clay masks because they help bring out all the impurities in your skin. And then I recommend this one. So this is the one that's really good, and I know a lot of people that use it. It has super specific instructions, so if you do get it, like, make sure to follow them, also so that you don't clog your sink. Like, that's how strong it is. And I have combination skin, so I get like flaky dry skin, but I also am really oily in my T-zone. So yeah, that's what I recommend for those of you who have combination skin as well, and also more on the dry side. So basically that's what helped me. It sounds like, when I say it, it sounds like, oh cool, like it's not that hard, but like I did the whole process of figuring out what worked for me, trial and error of products, the main things that I would recommend to anyone trying to see what will work for them to start with. If you're on birth control or you just got off birth control, because then it might be a gut issue. No dairy. Try to take out dairy from your diet. Try no sugar for 2 weeks, because sugar also has a big effect on your skin. So there's a lot of hidden sugars. So if anything, taking out dairy and taking out sugar, not at the same time, because I did them at 2 different times, but just doing that makes you more conscious of what the content of the food is that you're eating. So when I was trying to avoid sugar, then I realized so many more things had sugar that I didn't realize had sugar in it. Drink hella water. Avoid super sugary drinks or juices, sodas, things like that. For me, if I feel like having something carbonated, I drink ginger ale is the sweetest thing that I'll drink, or sparkling water. So that's what I recommend. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I don't really know what people were expecting, but I'm just sharing what my journey was. And if you have any questions, you can put them down in the comments and I'll try to answer them best I can. Or you can DM me on Instagram also. Like, one last time, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dermatologist. I'm just sharing what helped for me. So remember that you are beautiful no matter what. Your goal should always just be to feel great and be healthy and do the best that you can for the body that you have, that you were blessed with. So I hope that helped you guys. Thank you for watching and see you next time.